Well, hey, welcome to Black Dragon Biker TV. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. Let me adjust this. Okay. Is that better? Howdy, folks. I got my club brothers. I got the father of the Mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation here. Turn the video on. Okay. That's maybe a little bit better. I got the father of the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation here, and I got the former East Coast Regional President. This is the father, Paul Pep Perry, and this is Get 'em Up. And these are my brothers here. They all came to, Get 'em Up lives here, and Father Pep came for the Roundup. So we're just really excited to have everyone here. And you guys haven't seen me in a long time, probably about 2 months, maybe 3 months or something like that, 2.5 months. I have been diligently working on the project, the President's Bible, which is now out, not out, now complete. And so it is in the final publishing stage. It should be publishing in about, I don't know, maybe it'll be available in a week or two, three at the most. So it's at the publisher. The book is at the publisher. Um, I should be meeting with the cover guy hopefully today and have the final cover sent over. And we're just really excited about it. And and so then I'll be back on regular again and doing all kinds of things. So, you know, for me, one of the greatest pleasures in the world is when you have somebody who started something. So way back in 1972, this man got the first motorcycle the Black Sabbath ever saw, a Honda 305 Scrambler. This was given to him by a friend in 72. He bought it from this friend. And he and about 7 to 10 other guys started learning how to ride this one motorcycle. And that was the genesis for what would finally become known as the Mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation. It was him and a few other guys that started in 72. By 74, it was whittled down to 7 men who rode their motorcycles on Sundays after church. And they decided upon a name. Now, they used to meet in the club, in the their clubhouse back then was the garages, much like this, where they would meet in each other's garages. And their wives got together on them and decided, hey, tell you what, let's revolt on these men. And when they revolted on him, the wives told him, you can't have meetings in our garages anymore. And so when the wives did that, the men became the wives' worst nightmare. They started their own motorcycle club and went and got a clubhouse at 4280 Market Street, where they stayed for the next 43 years. And so what was interesting about it is these men started their own thing. And when they asked each other, well, what shall we call ourselves? Well, we're 7 black guys who ride on Sundays. Let's call ourselves the Mighty Black, or let's call ourselves the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club. So that's where Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club came. A lot of folks say, well, did it come from Ozzy Osbourne, all this kind of stuff? We didn't even know who he was. They didn't even, those were some guys in Europe. By 72, these guys in San Diego had never heard of that band that started in 69, something like that. So, you know, it was just a few years. In fact, the father told me if he had known there were a bunch of white guys running around calling themselves Black Sabbath, they probably never would have even picked that name. But because at that time, you didn't call yourself black anything. Black folks still called themselves Negroes. So the word black on something was a negative thing. And these guys reached out and embraced their blackness and started the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club. Now, by 1975, we were integrated. San Diego was a military town. We were integrated. And we had our first Caucasian American and our first Native American. And what's amazing to me is that this guy starts this club and he creates this with his brothers. By the time I come to the club is about 13 years old when I come. I show up, and we're doing our thing, and we're doing the motorcycle club thing, and then there's a kid riding with his father, and they are so like enamored of the club. They pull up and they sit outside the club and they watch us come and go for hours. They just watch us. Part of their recreation as father and son is to drop by and watch the club that this man created that I'm in, and we don't even know this kid is watching us, which is so important. The things you do, people are watching. I once heard a famous basketball player say, "I'm not a role model." But when you're doing what you love, and when you're doing whatever you're doing, somebody is modeling off of you. You're a role model for somebody somewhere. And this kid is watching us, and him and his father are looking at us, watching motorcycles come in and out. And he joins our club, our San Diego started motorcycle club. He joins us in Hutchinson, Kansas, 25, 30, no, 40 some years later. 40 some years after the club started, from when he was a kid. And we've heard stories like one kid was in a store and his mother didn't have enough money to buy something. And the store manager was talking to her real crazy. And a Black Sabbath, this guy didn't even have a shirt on. This Black Sabbath walks into the store, hears the store owner talking to this mother crazy, and says, "What the F is going on? You're not going to talk to our queen like that." And he pulled the money, which was probably 25 bucks, out of his pocket, slammed it on the table, and paid for that food. And that brother eventually found us and joined us. These kinds of stories about the people this man created. So I want to introduce you to the father first of the Mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation, Father Paul Pet Perry. Come over here, man.
How you doing, everybody? Glad to talk to everybody. Like I just love what we doing as bikers. Okay, we need to show more love to each other. If I could say anything to the wise, and that's to love your brother and your sisters. You know, and we're not going to be around forever, so treat them like precious gold. Like Dragon says. You know, you never know what day is your day.
Well, your day ain't coming up. He's 74. We got about 100,000 more days with him. Tell us about your journey, your experience. What was the Black Sabbath like? Tell us a little bit. This is brother. Get him up. I always want to call these guys by their first name, so I try not to do that in public. But tell him a little bit. Holler at the folks.
Excuse me. It's like he said when I was young. I used to see him all the time in San Diego when we used to go down there for the beaches. And then once me and my pops zoomed in on him, that became our thing. Instead of going to the beach, we used to watch the bikes, watch them come in and out of the clubhouse. Then I ended up moving to Kansas as a kid. I was going back and forth from Kansas, California. Went back to California, kept seeing them again. As an adult, moved to Kansas again. Had some buddies out there. They found out I was back in town. They said, "We starting a motorcycle club." I was like, "Would you want to join?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, what is it?" And they was like, "Black Sabbath." I'm like, "Black Sabbath, Black Sabbath." And it didn't dawn on me at that time until I showed up and they showed me the colors. And I'm like, man, I've seen these colors since I was a kid. I'm in. So I joined there. Come up here. No, let me take that back. I moved to Atlanta before I joined there. And I used to see the guys up at the clubhouse, Prior Street.
On Prior Street.
And, and I had a partner that lived around the corner from him, so I used to see him again too. So I'm like, this is weird. Every state I live in, I see these guys. So then I moved back to Kansas to take a job, and that's when my buddies told me they were starting a chapter. So that's when I was birthed into this mighty Black Sabbath Nation. Stood that chapter up with those guys, and ended up moving back to Atlanta and transferring here. And here I am now. And what I would like to say for is, like, we have our business side of it, we have our fun side of it, but it starts with the brotherhood. if you have a solid brotherhood, that's your foundation. You will never fail, and your brothers will last a lifetime. Hold on to that brotherhood, create that brotherhood, breathe life into that brotherhood.
So it's just, I don't know, man. Looking at the generations, like our motorcycle club, our family, our extended brotherhood, sisterhood, uh, complex family. I mean, we have our ups and downs. We fuss and fight. We holler, kick, and scream. We don't always treat each other the best, but it's the love. We do this because we love it. Here in Georgia, for the past week, have been dozens of chapters of Black Sabbath from all over the country have all converged on Perry, Georgia, for us to enjoy one another at the National Biker Roundup. And the Biker Roundup started with a guy, I believe his name was, I know his name, but I think his name was Breezy. I'm trying to, I haven't spoken to him in many years, but he helped start this thing. It was just like his brainchild. And just 20 people showed up at the first roundup, and now there was upwards of 50,000 people that go to these roundups every year, and they move to a different spot every year. It's kind of like very similar to Sturgis, except this one moves around. And when he has to look, when he looks out and he sees all the thousands and tens of thousands of people that come to his event and have fun and hang out and love one another, he must feel like the Father feels when he sees all these generations of Black Sabbath soldiers that have come from him and 7 guys that were teenagers. Did you ever think that in your wildest imagination, did you ever think it'd be anything like this?
Only in a dream. I dreamt it might have come true, but it was too far out of my reach. I did the best I could. Thanks to you, it moved to a second level. I passed the baton to the Dragon, and Dragon took it, and we're still running with it. I'm so fucking proud of Dragon.
Well, we this is, we had something to follow. We had something to follow. So I look at this and I see all these chapters. You had wasn't LA there? You had LA, you had San Diego, you got Kansas, you got Texas, Louisiana, Maryland's down, all just boom, boom, boom. It's crazy because when I came into the Black Sabbath, there was one chapter, right? And then yeah, because about 89 is when I started hanging out.
Right.
So that's when Wichita was born.
Right.
And then it wasn't shortly after that Minneapolis was born.
Minneapolis.
Yeah. So St. Paul and St. Paul, Minneapolis, and the other city in Minneapolis. So when I first came in, there was one chapter, and shortly after we had 2 other chapters. But you would never have expected to see all this stuff, all these people from all these races and religions, and some rich, some poor, all these different people coming together under one. Women that became the Black Sabbath goddesses and the Sisters of the Cross, and the Black Sabbath Auxiliary, brothers that were part of the Full Patch Brotherhood and the support chapters. Man, crazy.
What a good deal.
What a good deal.
What a beautiful.
So now these guys will carry the baton. These guys will take us to the next level. Maybe we'll go international now. Who knows?
We can only be so blessed and honored if we could even do what you guys did this far. So if we do what you guys did, we should have double the amount of chapters we have by the time I'm your age.
You should have said in half the time.
So, I want to see us in every state.
Right. I want to see us worldwide.
Yes.
I want to see us all over the world.
That's right.
And this was
Around
his
the
dream.
world.
This was his dream, and we're just fulfilling it. So anyway, For those of you, what happened to Dragon, I had to drop off and get this book done. I had been promising it for 3+ years. We had some issues with, I had the flooding, I had the fire. Many of you guys were there for the fire. I had issues with my publisher. I had all kinds of stuff go wrong, but finally, I dropped off the scene to actually knock the book out. And I'm just very happy to have been able to. So many of you guys have stuck around. Listen, for all of you folks that have sent me letters of and emails and texts of concern and wondering what happened to me and telling me you've missed the channel and things like that, we are so excited to be coming back. I got some really cool, neat stuff for you. We're going to be blogging with the Father, and he's going to be giving us wisdom and pearls. We're going to be moving forward with more and more protocol and how to treat one another, how to handle issues. You'll find a lot of that in my latest book, President's Bible, which is talking about leadership principles. Leadership principles of a motorcycle club. So many people thought, oh, Black Dragon's going to tell all the secrets of the motorcycle club world and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm talking about something that not many of us get in the motorcycle club world. We don't all have folks that we can follow. A lot of us, there's no, man, I hate it when people call me when I'm doing a video. Then they call back to. So if you ever call me and you get hung up on, do not call me back to back because I'm making a video on my phone. Everybody should know that by now.
You don't want to be banging me the voicemail.
Yeah. Like,
I won't cut you out.
yeah. Like, I'm making a video. Don't call me back to back. Anyway, what this book is about is leadership. This is your master's degree in leadership. That's what this book is about, how to lead. So we're going to have a lot of fun like that. Let's see. Somebody said, oh, you guys are talking to each other. And it's so cool. Ironhead, Lady Ironhead. Oh my God, I can't believe it. You guys are still with me. These people have been following me forever. And it's just so exciting that you kidding. There's got to be some button you can press when you're live, but press the airport button, then it won't work. So I was using my secondary phone for this, but that's what I should have done.
I think you can set your phone settings to disturb.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. All right, folks, my vibe has been good deal. Okay, you guys are still talking to me. Cool. All right. I'm Black Dragon. My vibe's been killed. Somebody's called me 3 times in a row. I know they're going to call me again. Really ticked me off. Motorhead Motor Club over in Brazil. Obrigado. It's so good to see you, my man. Lissa is there. Man, so many cool people.
Wow,
Listen,
Brazil?
Yeah, over in Brazil. Yeah. So we got all the great men, everybody, all my old folks have been following me forever. So we're back. I will be making videos again, if not this week, next week, but maybe I'll make a video today. Back to the hard-hitting stuff. I got so much to talk about, man. And some of these other channels have had all kind of stuff going on. There's a lot to talk about. So we're going to do that, but I wanted you guys to meet the Father. I've had a blessing. This man believed in me when nobody else would. This man treated me like a son, stayed in my rear end, all these things, all these years. So to have the Father next to me, I've had him for almost 2 weeks now. He came and we just hung out for the past like 9 or 10 days, something like that. We just hung out here in the Dragon's Lair. He came, man, he fixed so much stuff. Like, I'm not like the tidy guy with all the like knowing how to drop light sockets and stuff. And he came in, he got the Dragon's Lair straight, got all my fans and stuff put in here. He bought my fans and stuff for me. I'm just so thankful. He's installed all this stuff, fixed all the stuff that was broken. Man, so the Dragon's Lair is set. He we got a lawnmower and tidy the grounds up. He showed me how to use a weed whacker. I'm not really a weed weed eater guy, you know.
Don't admit that. No worries.
No, don't say that. Don't say that anywhere else. No, but he showed me how to use it though. Because I had a patchwork out there. It was ugly. I bought a whole damn lawnmower. He was like, "Why did you buy that? You could just use the weed eater." And so we got everything. We got. Hey, listen, it's been totally cool. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be getting in my RV, which is over there. That's why I'm pointing that way. And getting on the road, and you guys are gonna see me. And what I want to do towards the end of the summer is go from motorcycle club to motorcycle club and start interviewing you guys and putting together documentaries and stuff. So we got a lot of stuff fixed to happen, man. So this book will be available soon. It's going to be up on blackdragonsgear.com for you guys to start your pre-orders. It is next week. I will start the video or the audio book. This will be my first audio book. And we're just doing everything, man. We're having a great time. Got some really cool books coming out and just all that kind of stuff. So any last words, Father?
Hey, I love everybody. You know, stay strong. The book's coming out real soon.
If you haven't
Talk to the
subscribed yet, subscribe, hit the like button, share it. Love, peace, and hair grease. Black Sabbath, Mighty Nation.
Hey, thank you all for tuning in. I'm Black Dragon. Thanks for tuning in and get skinny. See, it's supposed to go off now. You know, I have to go come in. I need a cameraman. This is some BS right here.